Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show. Before I get on out of here, I had to talk about a story that's very, very important. And albeit indirectly, it involves Caitlin Clark.
What if I told you that by 2026, the contracts for some of the WNBA's biggest stars are already stirring up a storm of chaos, years before they even kick in? Stephen A. Smith, the man who never met a microphone he didn't love, has reportedly caught wind of what's unfolding, and his reaction? Total disbelief. He's calling it a mind-blowing financial disaster that could either reshape or completely cheapen the future of women's basketball. The earthquake shaking the WNBA isn't about jump shots and three-pointers. It's about pure magnetic star power. Caitlin Clark exploded into the spotlight like a supernova, instantly turning the league into can't-miss television. Record-shattering viewership, sold-out arenas, and a media circus the sport had never seen before. She single-handedly reignited excitement and, more importantly, flooded the league with new revenue. But here's the twist, and it's massive. Even after driving that explosive growth, stars like Clark and her teammate Lexie Hull are stuck on rookie deals that, by any major sports standard, feel downright insulting. The chasm between what they're worth and what they're paid has sparked a firestorm of outrage, with fans and analysts wondering how the league plans to balance its skyrocketing fame with what looks like a serious underpayment of its top-tier talent. Now picture Stephen A. Smith, master of the meltdown, tossing another name into this already ticking time bomb, Sophie Cunningham. Why is a veteran like her being dragged into a future contract controversy alongside rookie phenoms? Because this story isn't about age or experience. It's about a broken system that undervalues its brightest stars, period. Behind the curtain, things are far more tangled than salary numbers on paper. Stephen A.'s reaction wasn't mild irritation. It was an explosion on live TV. He's not just questioning the league's current direction. He's predicting an even bigger disaster ahead. His warnings aren't about what is. They're about what's coming. And according to insiders, the 2026 projections are so wild, they've pushed him to sound the alarm on what he's calling a colossal management failure. What unfolded next left everyone stunned. The year 2026 isn't just another date circled on a calendar. It's shaping up to be the ultimate make-or-break moment for the WNBA, with the current collective bargaining agreement inching toward possible renegotiation and massive new media rights deals on the way. The financial battleground is set for a total shakeup. Will the league finally wake up and pay its stars what they're worth? Or will the chaotic contract structures Stephen A. Smith keeps teasing continue to haunt the sport, widening the gap between fame and fairness? This isn't just math on a spreadsheet. It's a full-blown power struggle happening in boardrooms, not locker rooms. Agents are clawing for leverage, executives are plotting strategy, and players are demanding the respect and checks they've earned. Stephen A. Smith, in his usual thunderous style, is reportedly blowing the lid off these behind-the-scenes battles, exposing how these money wars are quietly rewriting the fate and the finances of the league's biggest names. What's unfolding isn't the rosy picture fans imagined. It's a reality check wrapped in controversy. So, as 2026 barrels closer, one question hangs heavy in the air. Will the WNBA finally match its exploding popularity with salaries that actually make sense? Or will the insane deals Stephen A. keeps ranting about persist, leaving the league's top talent feeling robbed blind? The entire future of women's basketball, on court and off, rests on what happens next. Now, let's address the elephant everyone's pretending not to see: the cold, hard cash that's got Stephen A. Smith practically detonating on live TV. When Caitlin Clark inked her rookie deal with the Indiana Fever, she was locked into a 4-year contract worth around $338,000 total. Yes, you heard that right. The player who single-handedly boosted WNBA visibility more than the last 5 seasons combined is making about $76,000 this year, less than what some NBA players drop on a watch. And the kicker? Her games are pulling in TV audiences rivaling and sometimes beating NBA matchups. Her jersey shattered records as the fastest-selling in women's basketball history. Ticket prices for Fever games exploded, secondary market seats going for 10 times face value. By conservative estimates, Clark has generated between $15 and $30 million in new revenue for the league, and she's pocketing a microscopic fraction of it. Meanwhile, her teammate Lexie Hull, another breakout talent, faces an even harsher deal. Despite being pivotal to Indiana's resurgence and growing her own fan base, she's earning roughly $67,000 a year, a figure that would be laughable in any other professional league. The math doesn't just fail, it insults logic. And that's what's got Stephen A. ready to set ESPN on fire. Then there's Sophie Cunningham, the veteran wildcard in this equation. She's paid her dues, built her brand, and carved out a reputation as one of the league's most magnetic. Sophie Cunningham's social media presence alone drives massive engagement, directly fueling league visibility and attracting sponsors. But when her paycheck is stacked against her real impact, both on the hardwood and as a marketing magnet, the numbers scream systemic undervaluation. The maximum WNBA salary for 2024? About $241,000. Let that marinate. The top-paid player in the entire league made less than the NBA's minimum, roughly $1.1 million. We're not comparing MVPs to MVPs here. We're comparing the WNBA's best to the NBA's benchwarmers. The gap isn't big. It's galactic, astronomical, absurd. Enter Caitlin Clark, the walking headline, the one-woman economy. To grasp why 2026 is a do-or-die moment, you've got to understand the once-in-a-generation phenomenon she's unleashed. This isn't overhype. It's data-backed domination. Before Clark, WNBA broadcasts pulled around 400,000 viewers. Decent, sure, but nothing to make ESPN execs foam at the mouth. Then Clark arrived, and boom. Viewership skyrocketed. 1.5 million, 2 million, even 2.5 million eyeballs glued to the screen. Her playoff games? Nearly 3 million viewers. The kind of numbers the league used to fantasize about. The arena effect hit just as hard. The Indiana Fever, once struggling to fill seats, suddenly couldn't keep up with demand. Season ticket waitlists ballooned into the thousands. On the road, teams scrambled to move games into bigger arenas just to cash in on the Clark craze. The Connecticut Sun even relocated a matchup to a larger venue and sold out in hours. Every team felt the shockwave. Whether you were playing with or against Clark, you were making money. Merchandise sales went nuclear. Her jersey smashed every record in sight, but she didn't just lift herself, she lifted everyone. Other players' jersey sales spiked as new fans fell down the WNBA rabbit hole. League Pass subscriptions surged. Sponsors who once ignored the league suddenly begged for meetings. Social media told the wildest story. Clark's highlights raked in millions of views, pulling in fans who'd never watched women's basketball in their lives. Kids showed up to games holding handmade signs with her name. Bars started promoting WNBA watch parties. The conversation changed completely. The league wasn't just surviving anymore, it was thriving. The WNBA had become a movement, a pop culture revolution. And yet, despite engineering this billion-dollar turnaround, Caitlin Clark is still stuck playing out her rookie contract, earning less than a mid-level corporate employee. The disconnect is mind-blowing, and it's reportedly driving Stephen A. Smith absolutely insane behind the scenes. Now, 2026. The year that could rewrite everything. Multiple pressure points are colliding, setting up a financial reckoning that will define the league's future for decades. At the heart of it all, the collective bargaining agreement, a ticking time bomb waiting to decide whether women's basketball finally cashes in or keeps shortchanging its stars. The current CBA, negotiated back in 2020, was celebrated as a groundbreaking milestone. Bigger paychecks, upgraded travel, improved maternity benefits, and a long-awaited increase in revenue sharing. It was hailed as a historic victory for the players' union. But that was before the Caitlin Clark phenomenon, before record-breaking ratings, before the WNBA became appointment television. The next round of negotiations will unfold in a financial universe that looks nothing like 2020, and both sides know it. Then comes the second front, media rights. The WNBA's existing deals with ESPN, CBS, and Amazon were signed when the league was still climbing for attention, not commanding it. Now, with proven ratings, crossover appeal, and demographics advertisers dream about, the league is sitting on a gold mine. Industry insiders whisper that the next broadcast deal could be worth 5 to 10 times the current one. That's not growth, that's a revolution. Third, expansion. The WNBA is already in talks to add new franchises, with multiple cities lining up and billionaire investors eager to buy in. Those expansion fees alone could pour hundreds of millions into the ecosystem. But here's the problem. If the league's value